What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Once again, welcome beginning ballet, and I hope you guys are staying safe and staying well out there, staying healthy. And yeah, let's get right into this. So it was really nice watching you guys' videos and getting to see everybody's individual levels, I should say. And so I think it was a really good choice to do the videos this way, one combination at a time. I got through everybody's videos. It was really nice to see how you guys utilize your space, utilize what you used for a bar. And so yeah, it was really cool. And this week, we're gonna add on a new combination. After watching you guys' videos, I do have some notes, right? And the way that I'm going to do the notes is gonna be very general. Watching everybody's videos, I saw some things, but I'm not going to give individual notes. So I'm making the notes general, so just make sure that everybody apply these notes, okay? And that's how we'll do it like that. And you know, trying to stay true to the integrity of a technique class, right? So there's that. And yeah, so let's just jump right on into it. So my first note I have is full body, right? A full body view. For most of you, or some of you, your bodies were getting cut off. So like this week we're working on Tendues, and that has to deal with the feet. But it doesn't do me any good to watch the video if your video cuts yourself off at your knees, and then I can't see your feet. So make sure that you stand back far enough from your camera so that I get a full body view, okay? Then, because some of us were cutting off the head, so some of the videos they were headless videos, and that's just a little creepy, but whatever. So, so make sure you stand far back enough so that I can see your full body in your video. Also, if you have the capability to turn your camera, so some of you guys are using your camera this way and standing your camera up, and that shortens your space, right? It'd probably be better if you turn your camera like this so that it widens the lens. So give it a more landscape view, and that may help a little bit better. So if you have that capability and able to do that, try that. What else? Try to practice before, right? So I know that some of you, in my other classes, I'm dropping 2 videos a week. One video on Monday and the next video on Wednesday, or one video on Tuesday and the next video on Thursday. For this particular class, I'm only doing 1 video a week, and I'm gonna always try to drop that video on Monday so that you have the rest of the week to really practice those combinations. What I would like, and I know that sometimes things happen and you don't get a chance to watch the video until the day of submission, right? On Friday. But at least give yourself at least an hour and a half to work through the video first, so that you're not so much watching me and doing it at the same time, watching me for the combination. What I want you to do, and that's the whole cool thing about doing these videos this way, taking this class this way, because you have time to actually learn the combination, so that you don't have to be so dependent on watching me in the video and doing it at the same time. So for some of the videos, I could tell that we just probably watched it once and then went to record it. Try to give yourself time enough to actually practice that combination, understand the sequence of the movement in the combination, so you know what's happening next. Arm positions. So this is what happens in those arm positions. So I told you to hold your arm in second, right? And what will tend to happen, so one, and this is kind of my fault, and like I said, this is a learning curve, because I'm not in the studio with you to physically touch you and fix your positions. But what you want to do is, for second position in both arms, pretend that you're gonna hug a giant beach ball, and you have this big beach ball, and your arms are rounded. So you always want to round the elbows, right? So, and you want to be here. You want that elbow just slightly slightly in front of you. Not too much in front of you, but just very, very slightly in front of the ribs. You don't want it too far back. That makes your chest pull out and it makes you hyperextend in your lower back. You also don't want it too close. So you don't want this bit of an arm and you don't want it hyperextended. So you don't want this to happen in your arm. So split the difference, slightly bend that elbow, and that's going to engage those muscles. It's going to hurt. And pull that arm just a little bit forward. Don't let it pull back so that you feel your shoulder blades touching in the back. So you hug that big old beach ball, hug it, which is going to pull your arms forward, and that's your position. Yeah? No, 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 no. Yes. That's what you want. Now, for your other arm, if you was to put both arms in second, right? You're hugging that beach ball, both arms are rounded in second. The arm that's at the bar, just place it to the bar. You should be able to drop that arm that's going to be at the bar without bringing it in or reaching forward. So you want that arm to be here and slightly in front of your body. So your hand at the bar should be slightly in front of your hips, in front of your pubic bone, in front of your body. Yeah? So you don't want to be too close to the bar, and then when you go down, this happens at the bar. Step away, and then step back. So you have this position. So you have that both arms in second position, and drop the bar hand right to the bar. And now you should have the perfect space in between you and the bar. Because you want space in between you and the bar. Yes? So think about that as well. And try to keep that arm up there. Like my shoulder is burning right now just with that demonstration of that second position. So you're going to have strong second positions at the end of this. So think about those arms. And it's something you have to think about while doing it. I have here turned in fourth positions. So in the first video, I told you that when you go from second and you run the jam to fourth, it's very easy. It's very common, if you're not thinking about it, that fourth position gets very turned in. You don't want that. You have to maintain the turnout. What turnout is the toes facing outward, not in, right? But not just the toes, rotating that whole, feeling that turnout, rotate from the hip socket, not just the feet. That knee has to be in line with that second toe always. So what happened in our videos, in some of our videos, we got the fourth position and we get turned in. Way turned in. And then all our fourth position videos, plies, look like this. And then you go down and you fully turned in. So you want to stay turned out. Also, make sure that space, how I showed you, fourth position, there's space in between the front and the back leg. And then, when we go down, we do grand plie in fourth, you still have to maintain that turnout and those knees have to be up, right? So what happened with some of us also is we were turned in and then that back leg, that back knee touches the floor. You don't want that. You still have to feel both heels pushing forward and still feeling yourself rotate. And then when you feel that rotation, now you're going to feel all those muscles, so that inseam engage. And those are the muscles you want to feel. Okay? And speaking of that, those muscles and those rotators, plies, let me just, like in a ballet class, every person that takes a ballet class have a favorite part of ballet class, right? You maybe bar is their favorite part of ballet class. Some people like adagio, which is the more slow movement. Some people like grand allegro, which is the jumping. My favorite part of ballet is the plies. Something about plies I just love. And I always tell people, if you're doing plies correctly, you should be sweating by the end of plies, because it's a slower movement, and you really have to focus on those muscles to engage them. So with that being said, plies can't just happen. It is to bend the knees, but you don't want to just bend and up, bend and up. You have to feel that rotation in the up, and as you're pliing, still feeling the inside of that thigh wrapping to the front. The inside wrapping to the front. Those heels are still always pushing forward as you're pliing. And if you're working those muscles, trust me, by the end of plies, you will be sweating. Yeah? So always think about that. So your plies aren't just bending the knees and stretching. As we move forward each week, that's what I want you to think about in plies. Staying rotated, feeling that inseam wrapping forward as you plie, with each plie that you do in each position. First, second, fourth, and fifth. Yeah? It's always feeling that rotation. And that is how you increase your turnout. Not using your feet, but feeling that inseam, that inner thigh, always wrapping to the front. That's how you increase your turnout. Next note is, ladies, try to put your hair in a bun. Yes, so some of you ladies got very long, beautiful, luxurious hair. I love it. But anytime you do a forward bend and then you come back up, it gets distracting when you have to throw your hair back and whip your hair back and forth to get it out your face. So you're doing all of this, and by the time you get all the hair out your face, you're already, the next combination has already started. You dig what I'm saying? So, ladies, tie that hair back into a bun so that you don't have to deal with that distraction. And what that does is, that bun helps you focus on your neck and feeling your head on top of your spine. So you want to feel, remember we talked about this. Sometimes this can happen at the bar with that neck pushing forward. Remember, take that hand, push into that hand so that neck and that head is standing right on top of your spine and hips. Okay? So ladies, hair in a bun. I put on here, turn in towards the bar. Now I don't remember what that note was about. Oh, I think I know what it is. So remember when I say anytime you're doing the second side, turn in to the bar to do the next side? I think that's what I want you to do. I know that some of you, because I had to restart the music and you restarted the music too. What I want you to do is, after you finish, say after we finish plies, if we did fifth position, and you turn do to first, or I'm sorry, you did the last fifth position combination, and you turn in, hold that position for like a beat or two, and then go restart it, and come back to do the second side. Okay, if you need to do that. Today's combination, we should be able to do both sides without me having to push a button and restart the music. So that's what I want you to do. Make sure you turn in towards the bar. I think that's what that note was about. Use the music. So some people did it a cappella. So I couldn't hear the music, right? My music, the music that I'm playing in this video, is the music I want to hear in your video. I had one dancer who wore headphones so that they can hear the music better and in their ear, which is dope. But what that does is, one, the headphones on the head tampers with the technique and head position. Secondly, if you have the headphones on, guess what? I can't hear what's going on in those headphones. So maybe let's this week try to figure out a way that you can play the music loud enough for both you and myself to hear the music. Also, use the music that I'm using. So ballet isn't just about the combination at the bar, but it's also to the music. It's still dance. It's still bridging the gap of dance and music, how we dance with the music is also the thing that I'm looking for. How we use every count with the music. That was happening too in some of our videos. Because in those plies, we're just bending and coming up, but you have a count, a full count, 1, 2, and they're very slow, 3, 4. You know what I mean? So it can't go 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to be right with the music. So use the music that I gave you. So I also had some people to like edit and use a totally different random song in the video that they were submitting to me, which I wouldn't have minded so much if you were actually doing the plies with the rhythm of the song that you chose to put on there. But with that being said, do not use a different song. Use the song that I gave you, because that's also the thing that I'm looking for in these videos. How well you use the music. Engage stomach, abs, core. So that's also something we'll be talking about also. So what happens is in your grand plie, your stomach you're not engaging your core, so we get a little wobbly and we lose balance. And this is fact for all dance. Even in my hip hop classes, I tell my students, engage that core. So you have to engage that core, feel those ribs, feel that stomach, engage it, tighten up, so that when you go into those grand plies, that you feel secure. And that's where your balance is going to come from, if you're with you engaging that core. Practice the technique. So all the things that I'm telling you, how to do these movements, wrapping forward, when we get into tendues, how to use those tendues, meaning to stretch, make sure you practice the technique. Don't just do the global, you see the global look of it and you're just doing it, but I want you to practice the technique of it, how you're doing it. What are the actual mechanics? So each week, I want to see a progression. And just like I said, we're going to add on a combination each week. It should, each week, whatever combination we did the week prior should look better the next week. So like this week's submission, plies should look better than they did last week, and so on and so forth. Okay? So that's how I know if you're practicing the technique and not just trying to do the combination. Some of you guys, and this is just like a technical thing, we're not technical, but I don't know how to say it. You put on your video front and back, so you guys are editing, which is dope. You're editing and showing me, all right, this is the front side. Okay, and then when we did the second side, you said, okay, this is the back side. I just want to clarify, there isn't front or back, it's actually left and right. So when we start off with the left hand at the bar, we're working our right side. When the right hand is at the bar, we're working our left side. So it's actually left and right. I just wanted to clarify that little thing for you. Breathe. Breathe. I can tell that some of us, and I can tell that some of you have taken some ballet classes before, and you hear, and you are, I can see that you inhale and never exhale. So you have to breathe while you're doing these combinations. So even, here I inhale and exhale, or exhale on the plie and inhale on the up. I'm constantly breathing. So make sure that you're breathing while you're doing these combinations, while you're dancing, because you're dancing even when you're doing bar, you're still dancing. And you want to breathe during that. I put pitching forward and grand plie. Pitching forward and grand plie. What do you mean by that, Brandon J? Let me tell you. So I'm going to turn to the side. So say first position, and you do grand plie, right? And remember what I told you about those positions. I said pushing that tailbone down, tucking that tailbone while lifting that pubic bone up, so that you're not hyperextended. So what happens is, if you're hyperextended in that lower back and you go to do grand plie, you pitch forward, and you don't want that to happen. Create that 6 o'clock position in your spine, in your entire body, and when you do grand plie, you keep that 6 o'clock position, and this doesn't happen, right? Another cause of why that happens is we look down to do grand plie. Try not to look down. So if you go here, and then you look down to do grand plie, look at that. Look at what just happened in my body, right? But if I look up and out, and I just do grand plie, now my alignment is where it needs to be. Yes? So keep that in mind as well. Don't pitch forward. It's a lot of things to think about. Take your time. Listen to these notes. Go through these notes and try to apply all of these notes for the next video. Okay? All right. Now, this week we are introducing Tendues, meaning to stretch. It's a stretch of the foot. And we're going to do these Tendues in first position, right? So the same game, for those of you who need that, let's continue to practice that, starting in 6th position, parallel, feet together, shifting our weight onto our heels, lifting toes off the ground, rotating from the hip, turning out to our first position, your true first position, okay? And again, arm will stay so that we can practice that second position and not let those different things happen. We're going to keep the arm in second again. Yes? And the combination will be tendu, out, and in. Now what you want to do with that tendu, the mechanics of that is, so you're turned out, keeping that heel. If you think of that tendu to the front, devant, by the heel, feeling the heel pushing forward. The heel is what's going to initiate the movement instead of the toes. So if the heel initiates the movement, you're going to always constantly feel that rotation in that inner thigh that I was talking about. And then back in. And what you want to do is you're massaging, what we like to call massaging the floor with the toes. The toes have to stay connected to the floor. So you're pushing against the floor with the toes until you point, and then when you come back, feeling the toes relax, that heel is still pushing forward. So now when you're bringing that tendu back in to first position, think of the pinky toe initiating the movement while the heel is still pushing forward so that you maintain turnout. What you don't want to happen is turn in for tendu. So if you're turned out in first position and you go to do your tendu, you don't want to lead that tendu with the big toe, because then this happens. And then you turn in to come back. What you want to do is lead with the heel, pushing with that heel, keeping the toes connected to the floor as you point, and then release the toes, and this takes a lot of practice, and keeping that rotation as it comes back in. What also happens is, the same way if you lead with the heel, with the big toe to go out, you turn in. The same thing happens if you don't lead with that pinky toe, bringing it back in, and then you turn, and you come back in like this, and then it just turns into this, which is still a tendu, but it's a turned in tendu, and we want turned out tendus. So again, you're turned out, first position, and you squeeze those inner thighs. Don't let those inner thighs get loose. Squeezing that inseam together, squeezing those adductors together, and then leading with the heel. And that pinky toe is staying back. Tendu, and back to first. And the same thing to the side. Keeping that heel rotated. Don't let that heel turn in to go to the side. You don't want that. Rotate. Keeping that rotation from that hip socket as you go to the side. And then back in. And then the same thing when you go to arabesque. So when you go to arabesque, leading with that pinky toe this time. A little bit different. If you leave that pinky toe and feel that heel, the inside of your heel pushing forward, so that you don't turn in to do those tendues. Keeping that leg turned out, staying all the way nice and tall on that supporting leg, which is your left leg, as you come in. Yes? So what is the combination? So we're doing tendues, slow tendues. 1 count out, 1 count in. So we have 1 in 2, 3, 4. So two tendues to the front, and we're going to do 2 tendues a la seconde, and then 2 tendues to arabesque, and then 2 tendues back to a la seconde. So you have 2 tendues en croix all the way around. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, a la seconde, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the arabesque, 1. Remember to not turn it in. 2. Leap the pinky toe. 3. When you bring it in, leap the heel. 4. And then back to a la seconde. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, in ballet, they like to say the right side right now is the working side, but both sides are still working because you still have to stay nice and tall on that supporting leg. You can't let your tendues, and this tends to happen, is that we relax in that supporting hip on that left side, and then you have this thing happen. You still have to feel yourself nice and tall. Nice and tall. And you guys have to, having this class online, you have to actually feel that, because I'm not there to touch and put you into place, right? So you just want to feel nice and tall on that supporting leg and not let yourself sink and drop into that left hip, okay? So again, we have 2 tendues to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, a la seconde, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the arabesque. 1, 2, 3, 4, a la seconde, 5, 6, 7, 8. After that, then you go 1 tendu to the plie, also en croix. So you're going to go 1 to the plie, 3 to the plie, arabesque, 5 to the plie, a la seconde to the plie. From your plie, we'll do this again, turn in a forward stretch for 8 counts. You can release the hand at the bar, just so you can feel yourself stretch it out. 8 counts, roll it up, plie, turn out, stretch, and then we reverse the whole thing. Then you start to the back in arabesque. 1, 2, 3, 4, a la seconde, 5, 6, 7, 8. Devant, 1, 2, 3, 4, a la seconde, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you start your 1 tendu to the plie from the back in arabesque. 1 to the plie, 3, 4, 5 to the plie, 7, 8. Turn in, forward stretch, hang out there for 8 counts, roll up, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to go right to the other side. This time, you won't need to switch your chair. I don't want you to switch your chair to the other side for this combination. We have just enough music to go right to the other side, and I'll count it out to start it on the 1. Yes? Now, let's recap. Tendues, meaning to stretch. Working against the floor. Make sure those toes touch the floor. Stay engaged with the floor, yes? So you have 2 tendues to the front, 2 slow tendues to the side, à la seconde, 2 slow tendues to arabesque, 2 slow tendues back to à la seconde. 1 tendu to the front, to the plie, à la seconde, to the plie, arabesque, to the plie, à la seconde, to the plie. Turn in, forward stretch, 8 counts, roll it up, and then you reverse the whole thing. To the back, 2 tendues, to the side, 2 tendues, to the front, 2 tendues, to the side, 2 tendues. Then you start it, 1 tendu to the plie from arabesque. 1 to the plie, 2 to the plie, 3 to the plie, 4 to the plie. Turn in, forward stretch, roll it up, you're going to go right to the other side. Sounds like a lot, and for some of us it may be. So, yes, there's that. One more thing. When you do the 1 to the plie, so I go 1 tendu to the plie. As I'm going, bringing the foot in, I'm coming into plie. So I'm meeting my foot in first position in plie. I'm not going out, bringing it in, then plie. Try to make it all happen at the same time. So I go out, plie. From my plie, I'm going out. So now both legs are working at the same time. Both legs are stretching at the same time. And then coming in. So that's something to think about as well, right? These are 2 working motions at the same time. And yes? Cool. Now I don't have my glasses, so I got to make sure you guys can still see me. Sun is starting to set. So here we go. This is how I want to do this. I would like, I'm just going to do tendues. But when you send me your video, I want to see plies and tendues. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Right now, we're just going to do tendues. When you send me your video, I want you to send me plies, both sides, tendues, both sides, all on one video. Okay? Here we go. So, let's do some tendues. Just find the music really quick. Be patient. Talk amongst yourselves if you like. Here we go. So you're at your bar, left hand is at the bar. What did we talk about? At bar position, make sure there's space in between you and your bar. The hand at the bar is slightly in front of you. You can start in that 6th position. Rotate, push your weight into your heels, lift the toes off the ground, rotate them out so that you're now in 1st position. First tendu on the right side. Here we go. apologize, you guys. We're going to do that again. I thought that felt like the wrong music, and that was the wrong music. So, we're going to do that again because we should have enough time to do both sides. So that was just a test run. So now, because I have two on here, I have two tendues. One is just tendu, and one is just tendu with plies. Here we go. Now we try that again. So you got a practice round in there. Now it's the real thing. good. How did we do? I'm sure you killed it. Here we go. There's your Tendues. Again, if you guys have any questions, you know how to reach me. Please don't hesitate. I will be meeting with you guys this Wednesday. That email will be coming to you. And yes, so recap. Think about those notes that I talked about at the top of the video. Think about the technique. Practice the combination before recording the combination. This week was Tendues, but when you submit your video to me on Friday, you're going to submit plies and Tendues. So I will see both. And plies this week, the goal is to make plies look and feel better than they did last week. Each week, we want to have that type of progression. Yeah? So, again, stay well, stay safe, stay healthy, and I can't wait to see you guys' videos this week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.